Okay, y'all, so besides the inverts that I got from my friend the other day, I got some enclosures, and you know what that means? That means rehousings. I've actually got quite a few rehousings to do. I've got a couple that I'm going to move out of old enclosures to open up those enclosures for others. So there's actually more than 4 rehousings that we got to do right here. And Willie's going to lay back there on the couch and supervise and watch over and make sure I do this job right. So I'm going to get these enclosures set up. Let's get some inverts rehoused. Don't go anywhere, guys. So this first rehouse is just a temporary one. This enclosure that it is in, I am going to open up for another invertebrate that I have. Some of you may remember this is the enclosure that I got and it was broken. I repaired it just good enough to use it. And inside here, I have been keeping, and she's going to make transfer pretty easy because she's on this cork bark, so I don't have to worry about a catch cup or anything like that, is my tiger wandering spider, the Cupenius selli. Beautiful girl. Before she decides to do anything silly, we're going to move this enclosure out of the way. And then I've got this one, like I said, this is just a temporary enclosure for her. She will go back in that enclosure once my other invert that I'm putting in there dies, which unfortunately will happen at some point. I'm going to lay this cork bark over and throw the lid on. Hopefully she does not run, and we will move along. Alright, she's fine. There we go. On to the next one. Alright, and so my second transfer is back there, and some of you will probably recognize her as well. This is my female giant rainforest mantis who recently made an ootheca. And as most of you may know or may not know, mantids normally don't live maybe a year, but most of them don't live a year. She has already made one ootheca. She may make a couple of more, and then she will probably die. I fed and watered her yesterday, so she's still doing that. But I wanted to free up this large enclosure right here because I've got a tarantula that's going to go in there. So we are going to put her in the enclosure that we just took the tiger wandering spider out of. Once I get the camera in place and get everything kind of in focus here. And hopefully she will make this pretty easy. You know, mantis are pretty gentle. The other day she was trying to come out of her enclosure, and I put my finger out to kind of get her to go on it, and she grabbed it. And let me tell you guys, they've got a pretty strong grip. So I'm going to try to transfer her from this one screen top to the other screen top. And maybe... Nope, she wants to go right up on my hand. That's all right. There she is. One last look at her. And there she goes in her new home. Probably her final home, sadly. But there we go. There is the second rehouse down. Let's move on. Alright, so our next transfer is my very beautiful suspect female Brachypelma vagans, or vagans, however the heck you want to pronounce it. Doesn't matter. We all know that it is the Mexican red rump. Beautiful tarantula. She could probably be in here for another molt, but hey, I've got a new enclosure. Plus, I could use this enclosure for one of the few smaller tarantulas that I still have. Now, I'm going to test her temperament because sometimes she's cool, sometimes she's a little pissy. She's kicked hairs before. She has also done some threat posture and some slap strikes. So we're going to see how she is today and if she's pretty chill, which right there, she's a bit jumpy. We will see if we can't convince her to go into the other enclosure. First off, I just want to test her temperament. And see, like I told you, that scared the hell out of me. All right, so here's how we're going to do this thing. I'm going to cup her crazy butt. And get my card. Slide it underneath here. Yeah, that Definitely made me jump, and she just kicked a little bit of hair. She's really quite a grumpy. Yup, she's going to fight me. Okay, hold on, guys. I got to attack this from a different angle. Alright, I got her in the cup, but before we do that, I will show you her enclosure. Pretty simple, just some substrate and a cork bark, some leaf litter, and a nice place for her to hide. And of course, do not worry, I will put a water dish in there later. But I did soak the substrate, so it's good. So now, let me put my camera back here, and let's get her inside. Now that strike there that she did, that was a food response, not a threat posture, but it definitely definitely made me jump. Hold on, let me get a different angle. All right, so let's try this again. Maybe it will work better this time. She's definitely calmed down now that she realized that the straw was not food, and she's actually coming along nice and easy now. Like I said, sometimes she's chill and sometimes she's kind of crazy. There she goes. And she's going to go right into her hide there. There is the first tarantula down. The third rehouse. My Brachypelma vagans. Suspect female. I think she likes her new house. Okay, let's move along. Alright, so this next fella is was sold to me as a male Brachypelma smithy, although I have my doubts. He's a pretty good sized fella. 5.5 inches at least. Not sure if he's penultimate or anything like that, but I can tell you that he has already kicked some hairs just when I took his cork bark right there out of here. He kicked some hairs at me, so he's usually pretty chill, and I would normally just coax him from one enclosure to the other, but since he wants to kick hairs, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to cup him and move him over. He's normally pretty calm, but yeah, I'm not going to take the chances. Now, of course, like most other people, I am allergic to the hairs. You can see him there kicking like crazy. I'm not terribly allergic, but I can tell you that when I am doing maintenance on the enclosures, I get spots on my forearms and on my neck just from opening the enclosures because they have the hairs loose in there. So I will probably be itching a little bit later on here. And if we could just get him to realize now that he's on the ground again, and he can come on down instead of going up. Of course, I grabbed the wrong cup. This one does not have holes in it. I really don't want to do a whole lot of poking because he's doing a lot of hair kicking. But let me see if I can get him to back down into his new home. There we go. Nice and easy for the most part. There is the next tarantula that has been rehoused, or is being rehoused, however you want to say it. My Brachypelma Smithy, Hamori, hybrid. Don't really know, don't really care. He's gorgeous. Let's move on. So this next tarantula is not getting an upgrade, but a downgrade. Because as you can see, she's absolutely swimming in this enclosure. And a lot of you will probably recognize her. This is my pretty girl, Bridget, my female Nicaraguan curly hair, the T. albopilosum. This is the first tarantula that I bought as a confirmed female at the Tarantula Takeover Show, which is the one my buddy Scott Whittemeyer and I went to. Scott's the guy that gave me the other teas and these enclosures, but she has been in this enclosure for quite a while, and it's just way too big for her, so he gave me this one here, and it is much smaller in size comparison, so we're going to put her in there, and hopefully she will be happier in there. So let me get her out and get the camera set back up, and we'll put her in her new house. Okay, so this girl, as most curly hairs are, is actually pretty docile. I've handled her before. Not going to do that today, though. I don't want to stress her out too much, but we'll just try to get her to go right into the cup there and put her in her new house. You can see how very docile she is. She's got a big fat booty on her too. So she's almost in the cup. All right, hold on. All right, so I've got her enclosure all ready for her. My goodness, her booty is fat. And I don't really feed her that often. There we go. Already exploring her new home, which hopefully she'll be much happier in here because she won't be swimming in this enclosure anymore. But there we go. One more tarantula left to rehouse. Let's get to it. All right, last but not least, but before I reveal the tarantula, I will just give you a quick tour of the enclosure. There is a cork bark there, so you can guess what type of species this is. Now, this enclosure here was given to me by my friend Tennessee Tarantulas when I went to see him back in April. Unfortunately, another friend of mine who has decided to get out of the hobby, so that sucks, but let's go ahead and reveal the next tarantula and the last one to be rehoused. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a brief look at this girl right here. This next tarantula is one that was featured on my new additions video yesterday. This is my Singapore Blue, the Lampropelma violacipes, or the Omathymus violacipes. So let me get the camera set up. Let's get her in the bottle, and let's get her in her new enclosure. Alright, I've got her in the bottle. We're going to get one last quick look at her here. And then we will put her in her new home. Man, is she a stunner. This alone was worth the drive to my buddy's house to get these guys. Okay, let me move the camera, get set up. We'll get her in her new home and end this video. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just kind of try to coax her down into her new hide, her new cork bark, which she should go in there pretty well because they definitely like to hide. And you can see this girl, for being in old world, she is definitely a very calm tarantula. And as I mentioned, a stunner. She is stunning. There she goes, down into her hide. And that will conclude our rehouse video today. Again, big thanks to my buddy Scott for all of these animals, as well as the enclosures that they came in. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know with a thumbs up and a comment. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. Share this video. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. Thanks for watching, guys. Check you later. God bless.